For this project, you will need vegetable oil, a paintbrush or a Q-tip, hard polymer clay, and a work surface. I'm using a rolling pin, but if you have a clay conditioner, aka noodle press, you won't need a rolling pin. Mine is glass. If you're using a wooden one, you'll need to cover it in saran wrap. So once upon a time you had this. And now you have this. Maybe it's been a while, or maybe it was stored improperly. Store your open clay in saran or wax paper. Ziplocs are fine, but never in plastic containers. It might react, and that's not pretty. Either way, you can't sculpt with this rock. Resoftening might be difficult if the clay is set, so you should be able to indent it slightly with some finger pressure. I have to pound pretty hard on the old clay. The new clay only takes a little pressure. It's nice and soft and pliable, and that's exactly what we want to work with for our project. So take your cube of clay and cut off the outer edges. They're dry and dirty. We don't want them in our project. There, nice and clean and ready to go. Simply cut up your clay in fine slivers. We want it to be fine so that the oil can penetrate it. So when you're finished, you can see how fine and crumbly it is. If you press it together, it doesn't take much to make it fall apart again. So what we're going to do is press it into a lump as best we can. We're going to pick up all of the small little pieces because this stuff's expensive. And this is what we're going to add the oil to. I'll use the brush first. The size of the brush will affect how much oil is transferred, so don't use a big one. Or you can use a Q-tip. It will transfer more oil than the brush, with less control, so be a minimalist here. Less is more. Now to work it in. Perfection is not required. Just fold and squish the clay. Pick up all your little pieces again. It's going to be a little bit sticky. And then we add a little more oil and repeat. If you begin to notice a film of clay on your skin or on your work area, then you know that you don't have to add any more oil at this point. We're going to work it in. It's not going to be pliable yet, but it is ready for the next step. So as I said earlier, I'm using a glass rolling pin. This one's an antique. It was my great-grandmother's. So I'm just rolling the clay, trying to press it all together. I'll take it off with the back of my knife, not the front of my knife, the back, because I don't want the clay stuck in the serrated edges. There we go. And just peel it off, fold it back up, add just a little more oil. Here is where we start looking at we might not need more oil. It is getting pliable. I'm going to work it with my hands, which are getting sore, so I'm glad that this is almost over. And now that we're done with the oil, we'll just repeat the process of folding and rolling. So here we go. Now I can roll it off the pin easily. And I know that we're almost there and we probably don't need much more oil. So now we're done with the rolling pin. And we're just going to work your clay and condition it like you might normally. Some people twist and tear it, some people fold it, some people roll it around. And here we are. It's nice and soft. Look at that. It's just beautiful. And we can squish it. It's nice and smooth still. It didn't crack. The indent's there. Watch. Start to pull it apart. No cracking. This is perfect for molding. Enjoy your new soft clay, and thank you for watching. Let your creativity flow.